what answers do you have for the small businessman and how to succeed?
Well, let me mention a couple of things. Number one is HVAC folks in particular are getting hammered by the housing market. So we need to stabilize housing and help people who are falling behind on their mortgages, suffering foreclosure, to renegotiate with their lenders to keep them in their homes. And I've got a series of proposals to do that. Now, we've also got to regulate the banks a little more carefully and these mortgage brokers, and I've been talking about that for a long time, and it has not gotten done because these folks have clout. And they've been making campaign contributions. They've got big lobbies in Washington. That's why I don't take PAC money. I don't take money from federal registered lobbyists because I don't want their influence affecting how we view this kind of legislation. So we've got to stabilize the housing market. That's point number one. Second thing I want to say about HVAC, you know, as important as it is to generate power, you know, the real low-hanging fruit in terms of our energy crisis is actually energy efficiency. And I was in a company, it reminded me a lot of this company because it's got a wonderful workforce, just like here. People really take pride in their work. And what they started off as a mom and pop plumbing outfit, and what they figured out was, you know what, they started getting into HVAC, and they said, we can save our customers money by changing their systems. And the company is called McKintrey. It's in Seattle. It's now a multi-million-dollar company, 1,000 employees, all paying good union wages. And they basically go into hospitals and schools and just, you know, we're going to redesign your heating system. We're going to do the insulation. We're going to, you know, redesign your electric systems. I mean, soup to nuts, and they're saving their customers 30–40%. Now imagine if, under the plan that I've proposed, we are giving businesses incentives to go ahead and renovate, retool, revamp their facilities. It's not that these companies don't want to do it. The problem is they've got some capital outlays that they've got to put up front. The savings are going to come over time. It's just like if you want to buy a fuel-efficient car right now, that'd be nice, but you've got this note on your SUV, and when you go to the car dealer, he's telling you, well, you know, I'll give you $5,000, and you've got, you know, a $15,000 note. You can't afford it, right? Well, it's the same thing with a lot of companies. They can't afford to put the front end costs, even though they know that they would recoup that money over time. So one of the things I want to do is to provide incentives to businesses and homeowners. That would be helpful in terms of the HVAC industry. Now, in terms of small business generally, I believe small business creates most of the jobs in this country, generates most of the new jobs. And what part of the American dream is if somebody starts a business, if somebody's got a good idea, they can go out there and start this business and make a go of it. But the government needs to give them a break. And one of the ways we want to do it is changing our tax codes so that startup companies don't pay capital gains, don't pay various taxes until they've matured and they've gotten to a certain point where they can afford it, so that we're constantly encouraging new businesses, new startups from getting going. And so I actually think that my plan for small business would end up being better than John McCain's plan for small business. But look, let's be honest. I mean, as a Democrat, I've got to go ahead and persuade people that that's the case. People still don't believe that I'd cut taxes for the middle class more than John McCain, even though it's indisputable. Indisputable. But people don't believe it because they're so used to hearing, oh, tax and spend, liberal, you know, Democrats are going to tax you. So when they start running these ads, everybody automatically assumes, well, yeah, that must be true. John McCain leaves 100 million people out, don't get a dime of tax relief. Don't get a dime. 95% of American families under my plan are going to get a tax break, tax cut of up to $1,000 per family. 95%. So, yeah, so we've got some work to do just to get the information out. But I think that we can be very helpful to small businesses. One last thing on small businesses. Healthcare is a huge hit on small business owners. I don't know what you're doing in your company, but you said a prayer. That's not, I mean, I believe in prayer, but that's not a health care plan. So one of the things that we can really do is to help create these systems, these pools, where small business owners are able to buy into the kinds of systems that I have as a member of Congress.